Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force is of the view that the rate of crime is taking a downturn after the Operation Zero Crime Patrol team was launched. The joint security operation has affected the arrest of more than 400 suspect criminals in different parts of the Greater Banjul areas and the West Coast region in the month of April.
About 200 from the list of suspected criminals were discharged for not having connection with any crime, leaving 200 more in police custody since the launch of the operation targeting criminal hideouts. Relying on the daily statistics of these arrests, police spokesperson Superintendent Lamin Jai noted that crimes are noticeably going down.
Well, using the figures that we have been registering from the beginning of the Operation Zero, you will realize that as we continue, the figures were dropping. It went to a point, in fact, in West Coast region, we patrolled at some point in time with no arrest. In Banjul, you patrol the whole day or 2 days or so with no arrest. And then same thing applies in KM, and that tells you that the trend is kind of going down, because at the beginning when we started the operation, we were able to arrest up to 117 people, if I remember well. And so if you go down the line, you realize you are not arresting at all. That means, of course, most of the criminal hideouts are being dismantled, and so therefore the people are already either under custody or being processed in court, so therefore the rate has to go down.
He explains that the arrests were not randomly done. Instead, the police rely on its intelligence to identify places being used as safe haven for people who have either committed or are about to commit crimes.
Really, our officers, when they go out on patrol, they gather intelligence first before they go out on patrol. And so the intelligence will point out to certain locations and certain areas which are frequented by people who commit crime or people who are about to commit crime. And so these are the areas that they target. Not every day people going about their business. Those are not their targets. But if they go to certain places that are part of the intelligence that they have gathered, then they will find individuals there. In fact, at certain instances, they find people with evidence of suspected stolen properties, or they find them with instruments that are breaking and stealing instruments. So those are all evidences to show that these individuals within this particular location are connected in one way or the other to some form of crime, and therefore they need to be subjected to further investigation.
The police force is now looking up to expanding this form of joint operation to the rest of the regions.
Very well. In fact, as we are on this Operation Zero, although the fact that the numbers are coming from, the reports that we are receiving are coming from, most of them are coming from Greater Banjul and West Coast region, is the fact or the reason why, in fact, the operation is coordinated within these 3 regions. But simultaneously also, other regions are conducting their own patrols, because the same services that we have here are also existing in all the regions, and they are also having their own task force, and they are patrolling within their regions as well.
Among these cases from the patrol operations, non-documented immigrants were handed to the Immigration Department regularizations, while those with suspected drugs were referred to the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Meanwhile, more than 60 people have been charged for crimes relating to going armed in public, breaking and stealing, drinking and driving, among others. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kassim.